Hello everybody, my name is Kemi and welcome to this channel. On this platform we talk about faith, love, hope, courage and positive mental awareness. I really hope that as we journey together on this platform that your hope is ignited, your spirit lifted and you come to realize that no matter what you go through, your life is perfect. Absolutely perfect. So how you doing? For real, how you feeling? How was your weekend? How are you feeling right now? Are you feeling hopeless? Have you been having a series of anxieties? Do you think you're drowning in depression right now? However you're feeling, please, I want to encourage you to please speak with someone. There is someone out there who is going to listen to you. I know that there are times that some people fall victims, speaking of people who actually worsen the case, but there are still some people who really wants to hear you. So please just speak with someone. Do not bottle up your emotions. Do not bottle those negative emotions. Just speak with someone. I'm very sure that as you speak with someone, the burden will be lifted up a little bit, and then a form of solution will be provided for. Please speak to someone if you feel any form of negative emotion, especially anxiety or depression. Alright, so we are going straight up to today's topic. I'm recording in my office right now. It's past work hour. I'm looking a little bit tired, so please, you guys, just bear with me. I'll try as much as possible to make this exciting, right? So today we'll be talking about running so fast on somebody else's lane. I mean, that is what some people are very good at. They're very good at running so fast on someone else's lane, wanting to be like someone else so bad that it's more like, if I don't be like this person, then I don't want to be like nobody. Like it's more like they forget that their lives are unique and they can just be them and be the best version of themselves, no matter what they're going through or no matter the weaknesses that they have. They tend to want to compare themselves to somebody else so bad, and at the end of the day, it makes them look so toxic, or it makes them quite obsessed with somebody else's life. And that's what we want to treat today. So we might not be able to talk about everything, but then by God's grace, next week I'll be inviting someone and we'll be trashing this issue of comparison, bringing some analogies and stuff. But today we're just looking at the definition of comparison and a little bit of the background, so we'll just have an idea of the journey we'll be having later this weekend. So what is comparison? Comparison is an examination of two or more items to establish similarities or dissimilarities. So most people who are involved in comparison will want to know what makes my behavior or my outcome similar to somebody else, or what makes me different from somebody else. But the thing now is that they tend to, oops, pardon me. But the thing now is that they tend to want somebody else's life so bad that they fail to realize that they are unique in their own ways, and like I said earlier, because they want somebody else's life so bad, they tend to be a little bit toxic or a little bit desperate or a little bit obsessed. I like to use the word obsession more because they desperately want to be like this person or like person B, and then makes them begin to exhibit harmful behavior and unnecessary lifestyle. So comparison really is not a good game to play in. It's just one game we shouldn't find ourselves in. So let's look at the background of comparison, right? So for those who are involved in comparison, they set their values, their principles, or goals based on some other person's achievements, right? Sorry for the call. I think I need to pause this. I didn't know that I didn't silence this. Oh no. Sorry guys. Yeah. So they set their values, their principles and goals based on other people's achievements. So if I thought they are going to be making their own principles or setting goals, they are doing it because somebody else did that, set their goals, and the truth is that it's not like as if it is bad in itself, but it's for the fact that they are so desperate. They are so desperate to want this person's life, and it's actually coming from the fact that they feel inadequate. They feel they're not enough. They feel like they're not perfect. So because they have this inadequacy in their heart, they tend to want somebody else's life so bad. So bad, they want to feel the void of emptiness inside of them. So they feel like, if this person's life is like this and I want this person's life so bad, and then in a way, if care is not taken, a good intention becomes a bad intention, because they go all out, whether it's going to be negative. Most times they want to go all out by all means necessary to just have somebody else's life. You see themselves comparing themselves. Oh, this person has a Lexus car, that means I need to have a Lexus car. So I don't know how that's going to get. I don't know how I'm going to get the car. I don't know who's going to give me the car. I have to get it. And sometimes some people going through doing some dangerous means to get some things that normally they don't really need at that particular point in time. So yes, comparison is most times is birthed from feelings of inadequacy, of you not being enough, and because you feel you're not enough and you see someone that seems to be enough in your own with your own definition, you want to do everything possible to just have somebody else's life, and that's not cool at all. And now, regarding inadequacies and feeling imperfect, I have one particular analogy I love working with, and that is that some people really feel that the opportunities that they have, the opportunities they have, the talents they have, the gift they have is so small and irrelevant that they feel that nothing can be done with it. So they tend to define what relevance really means by looking at somebody else's life and thinking that, oh, because this person is doing this particular thing, because this person's gift is this, that person's gift is more relevant than theirs. They feel that our gifts are nothing to write home about. What can I really do with what I can do? This gift I'm doing, nobody's going to know me. I'm not going to be in the limelight, How much will it fetch me? How many people is going to touch? They look down, or can I say they undermine their gifts, they undermine their opportunities, they undermine their talent. But you know the truth, I don't think there's irrelevance when it comes to gifts. No matter how small you think it is, trust me, that small gift you're calling small is very, very relevant. But the thing now is, for those who are feeling that their gifts or their opportunities are irrelevant, you know what? I just want you to do just one thing. Now, the thing is that most gifts, most talents, most opportunities that we have, really, we are not the ones who make them. It has a source. They have a source. And the source is God. God is the one who initiates opportunities. God is the one who initiates this gift and talents inside of us. So why don't you really go to God and ask Him, okay, Lord, this gift, for real, Lord, I know that this gift looks irrelevant, but then I know there is something I can do with this. There's something I can do with this opportunity. There's something I can do with my husband. There's something I can do with my kids. I know some people might feel, oh, somebody's husband is way better than my husband. I love the way that person treats my friend. My husband is not treating me the way he is treating my friend. I know there's always that comparison thing coming up. You undermining the opportunities you have and the talent you have. Can just go to God and say, God, I know this is the husband you've given to me. I know these are the kids you've given to me. I know this is the opportunity you've given to me. I know this is the gifts I have, and I feel like it's irrelevant and I'm not really happy with it, but I know there is something inside of all these things you've given to me. Can you tell me what I can do with these gifts, what I can do with these talents, what I can do with these opportunities, and watch out to what is going to tell you. Trust me, God is a strategic God, and He's going to put you through on what you can do with your gifts and talents. So please, don't undermine what you can do. Don't undermine your opportunities. Don't undermine your talents. Don't undermine your all the things you have. There is something good you can do with the things you can do and the opportunities you have. I would, because I want this video to be quite short, but I want to really rush on something that I think also affects human behavior, and that is looking at the scorecard that determines our behavior. Now, what do I mean scorecard? It's more like what is that element that tends to initiate the behavior or our behavior, our obvious behavior. Now, there are two types of scorecard. We have the inner scorecard and we also have the outer scorecard. Now, some people, their behavior is determined by the outer scorecard, meaning that their behavior is determined by people's validation, people's thoughts about them. So when people don't praise them, when people don't say well about them or what they do, they tend to feel that they're lower and they're irrelevant, right? So it's more like they're under people's bondage. So if people smile at them and be like, you're doing good, they have a high spirit. But then if people just like pull them down and like, what are you doing, they tend to have a low spirit. So it's more like the more people praise them, the happier they will be, and when people don't praise them, the less happy they're going to be. So is that what determines your behavior? So if people praise person B, who is your friend, and people don't praise you, you tend to compare yourself so bad with person B, and because people praise person B, you want to do exactly what person B does, whereas you've been caught on a different path. Is that what determines your actions, your reaction, your behavior in life right now? Are you under people's bondage? And if you're under people's bondage, I want to beg you to please break yourself loose from people, because people, they are not your God. One day people might not even applaud you, but will you keep doing what God has called you to do upon this earth? Will you keep walking on the path that God has called you to walk on? And for the inner scorecard, and this is where you have your own mind. You have your own opinion on what you want to do. You have your own opinion on how you should live your life, and that is perfect. So it's not like your whatever you're doing is being validated by people. Whatever you are your own validation, right? You are your own validation. You tend to determine what you're going to do, how happy you're going to be, how joyful you're going to be, what you want to accomplish and stuff. But however, there seems to be a little bit of a twist in it for me, and this is totally an option. I'm not going to force anybody to do this, but this is what I do. My opinion does not exist on itself. I have a source, and my source is God. So when I'm making a decision, or when I'm working on, or because I'm working on the path God wants me to work on without looking at somebody else's life, thinking that my life should be like the other person, it's because I know God's opinion for my life, God's thought for my life. And God's thought for my life is close. My own thoughts or my own opinion is sourced from God's opinion and thoughts for my life. So I don't just have my thoughts come up. So whenever I'm in a position where I tend to want to compare myself, oh, my mate has this, my mate has that, I'm supposed to be doing this. Oh, look at my friend, she has that. I remember what the Bible says about me. I remember what God says about me. God says I'm the head and not the tail. God says I'm the first and not the last. God says I'm the light of the world, I'm the salt of the earth. I'm a city set upon the hill that cannot be hidden. God says I'm a chosen generation, I'm a royal priesthood, I'm a holy nation, I'm a peculiar person. So that is where my opinion, that is actually my scorecard. So because of I have that opinion sourced from God, who is my maker. No matter what I go through, no matter what I'm faced, I am not distracted. So even if I fall or I feel or my life doesn't seem perfect right now, I know that okay, it's just a matter of time, but I know who I am, and who I am will never change because I serve a God who does not change. So my own opinion of who I am is closely, in short, is knitted to who God is and what God says I am. So that is for me. So there's no issue for comparison when it comes to, because I know my path isn't from somebody else's path. So I don't need to really walk in somebody else's lane or run in somebody else's lane. So that's my opinion. So if you're here and you think that you have an opinion, but you think no matter your opinion doesn't really serve you well, then I think you should actually just stick with God, like get connected with God, and watch Him give you this boldness and fierceness and positive attitude towards life. So no matter what you're going through, no matter who seems to be more successful than you are, you don't need to compare yourself with that person, right? Because you know your path, is different, and in due time you will be all that God has called you to be. I don't know why my phone is not charging, but I'll be done. So I'm almost done. So finally, I want you to know that comparison is just like winning the wrong game. It's pointless and it's empty. So when you compare yourself with somebody else, just know that you should stop that, because it's like you're winning the wrong game. I believe that in the track events, once an athlete begins to run in somebody else's lane, the athlete is actually disqualified. So please stop running on somebody else's lane. Stop wanting to be like somebody else. You are perfect. Your life is beautiful. You are unique in your own way. Yes, you might have your shortcomings, but you can actually grow out of your shortcomings to embrace who God has called you to be. You are beautiful. Your processes are beautiful. Very soon I think I'm going to share you being thankful for your portion and you enjoying your own privileges. It's a long story. I'm going to talk about that very soon. But for now, that's all I want to share today. So stop comparing yourself with other people. You have your path, you have your lane. Just run on your own lane and stop running so fast on somebody else's lane. Okay, it's just a dead end. It's like you're just wasting your time if you're running or living somebody else's life. So next week I'll be inviting someone. We'll be talking together on Instagram. Of course, I'm going to try as much as possible to post it on here on YouTube. But then it promises to be great. And like I said, I really hope that in the course of your walk with me, your journey with me on this platform, that your hope is reignited. Oops. That your hope is reignited, that your spirit is lifted, that you see that your life is perfect, your processes are perfect, and no matter what, you will be the best version of yourself. You will live a life of purpose, you live a life of happiness, and you live a life of fulfillment to the glory of God. So I love you all. Thank you for waiting till this moment to listen to me. Please stay positive. Once you know you're depressed or you're anxious, please don't bottle up your feelings. Speak to someone. You can talk to me. I'm gonna put my email on the comment section or on the notes section, so you can just reach out to me if you want to talk. I love you. Bye.